Well, we still have a couple weeks left of the Atlantic hurricane season, and there may be another storm brewing, plus colder, snowier weather headed for the northern U.S. next week. So by the time many of you see this will probably be Tropical Storm Sara, but as of early Thursday morning, still a tropical depression, but winds expected to increase, and the system will kind of bounce around the Yucatan Peninsula, moving into the Gulf, and eventually, potentially, maybe near Florida at some point next week. So this is the track through Tuesday. You can see not a lot of movement and a wide range of possibilities that basically blanket the Yucatan Peninsula here with tropical weather, though not expected to be hurricane force. The waters of the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico remain very warm, in fact, record warm for the Gulf of Mexico even. And that's important because this is the area that's going to determine how much what Sara can develop into or not. So you have just a couple pockets of some cooler waters, but overall, pretty warm here. The tropical Atlantic, the area that we look at for formation, is tied for record warmest temperatures with last year. And when we look at the Caribbean, same thing, tied for record warmest water temperatures. This has been just a really staggering thing the last couple of years, is just how much warmer than normal the waters have been all really around the world. But the Gulf of Mexico right now has kind of gone off the chart here. Record warmest water temperatures ever recorded in our decades of satellite and buoy observations. And Climate Central's Climate Shift Index, that rapid attribution type of statistical analysis, shows that these water temperatures are made hundreds of times more likely because of climate change. Just that couple degrees of warming is enough to make this really impossible without anthropogenic warming. And most of the tracks have it moving over the Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of possibilities with the intensity. This is looking at several different models and ensemble models. Still a lot of questions as to how intense it may be, but regardless, it's probably going to be a very big rain producer wherever it hits. So there's the Canadian model, the European ensemble models, and then the American ensemble models. Similar thing, you can see all of them tracking somewhere towards Florida by the middle part of next week. And just as an example, here's the American model for the middle of next week, making landfall somewhere along the Gulf coastline of Florida, probably in the middle of next week. So as I mentioned, there's still a couple weeks left of the Atlantic hurricane season. For the rest of us in the mainland, we're going to see a return of below normal temperatures by the middle and end of next week. Still on track for some cold air. And that means that in addition to an active pattern that continues with a lot of rainfall, we could be looking at snowfall for northern portions of the country by at least the end of next week. So a couple of big things that we're watching here over the next several days into next week.